All right, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is Kim Kardashian freaks out as Ice Cube exposes her evil plan for Kanye West. Let's check it out. Let's get it, guys.
Following rapper Ice Cube's shocking public statements regarding Kim Kardashian's allegedly wicked plot for her husband, tensions between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have reached new heights.
Because it makes not only the person that's getting canceled, they're trying to shut them up, but anybody's watching now, they shut up because they say, if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to me. I believe he's doing great. You know, he's still, dealing with some people trying to hold on to his money.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked,
bro, is he pulling a Roseanne right now?
Them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed.
As the story develops, the media and fans are anxious to
It sounds like a Roseanne and an Ambien thing.
Learn the truth about the charges and how they could affect the high-profile couple. Let's analyze the responses of all parties involved in this shocking turn of events as we dive into the specifics of this ongoing saga. Ice Cube, known for being outspoken, recently revealed shocking details about what he called Kim Kardashian's evil plan for Kanye West. The rapper suddenly suggested that Kim had been manipulating and controlling Kanye behind his back in order to further her own interests. In addition, during a recent interview, Ice Cube also claimed that the cover industry group club of gatekeepers had attempted to harm his career and even plotted against Kanye West. The reactions to Ice Cube's revelations have been quite...
Guys, I think it's a little bit of both when it comes to Kanye, right? Can people be plotting on him to see his destruction? Absolutely. Did he say some crazy things that made people have to separate? Absolutely. A little bit of both, guys.
Varied, with some of his fans urging him to continue exposing the darker aspects of the business. Hugh also spoke about his recent reconciliation with Kanye, shedding light on the attempts made by Hollywood elites and gatekeepers to vilify him and potentially harm his career. Ice Cube has been actively exposing the secrets of Hollywood gatekeepers, and his remarks about Kanye West went viral, implying that the industry may have had a hand in trying to harm Kanye's career. To give some context, it seems like he's doing quite well overall, though he's still dealing with some people attempting to control his finances. Since they have known each other for a long time, Kanye and Cube have been close friends. However, their relationship took a turn for the worse last year when Kanye made some contentious remarks about Cube while appearing on the Drink Champs podcast.
Let's go.
The controversy began in October when Kanye was accused of being anti-Semitic due to a series of since-deleted tweets. Later,
that's not an accusation, bro. That is absolutely a fact, bro. He went crazy, right? Absolutely, he did. And if he's saying that it's like one of those Roseanne situations with Ambien, I mean, it was in you to say it, bro. All right, that's all I have to say on that one, guys. If it's in you to say it, and you said it, I think you're at fault slightly, guys. It's like when you're highly intoxicated and you start saying things you don't mean to say, bro. You're speaking the truth to yourself, bro.
Later, Kanye clarified that he was actually referring to specific shady Hollywood executives who, by launching his own podcast tour, Kanye put things into his own hands. In one of these insightful podcast appearances, he bravely disclosed the sinister strategies used by business operators to undermine him. Kanye recalled a traumatic episode from 2016 in which he was put on involuntary psychiatric detention due to a mistaken diagnosis. He appeared to insinuate that his handlers even tried to poison him with lithium when he said openly, "Look, they tried to medicate me." When I asked them how much lithium they wanted
Bro, who is this person that he's with?
to put me on, it took them 4 days to respond because they were embarrassed about the amount, but I refused to take it. You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be alive today. Kanye stressed how important it was for him to reject their harmful attempts at control, even though he was going through extremely trying times and running into skepticism from some listeners. He stood out as an artist who wouldn't allow themselves to be hushed or shaped by the industry's deceptive influences because of his persistent drive to stand out and tell the truth. The way they treated Britney when she sought help was appalling. She was exhausted and in a bad state, but the 10 years of medication they subjected her to wreaked havoc on her brain and left her with little of her former self. Just one day after Kanye made these claims, news broke that Aaron Carter, a former 90s pop star, tragically...
So I'm guessing this woman that he is with is like his new partner, his new wife, maybe new girlfriend. If so, he definitely has a type, and I mean like a very specific body type that he chases. Because, all right,
drowned in his bathtub. This suggests that they were targeting anyone, even high-profile figures like Britney Spears or Michael Jackson, or perhaps they should speak face-to-face, according to Aaron's message to Kanye. Later, Kanye indicated that Aaron
stop saying Kanye.
wanted to chat about a worrying scenario regarding Harley. Harley, Kanye's former personal trainer, allegedly threatened to commit Kanye to an institution, like they did with JFK and Michael Jackson. Kanye thought they may attempt to murder him or make it seem like an accident, and if that occurred, they would probably use him as a scapegoat to disprove any accusations made against him or Aaron. As for Ice Cube, he initially remained silent about Kanye's comments and refrained from taking a position on the matter. Although Kanye had previously faced accusations of anti-Semitism himself, he made a surprising claim during his appearance on Drink Champs when he asserted that it was Ice Cube who had influenced his views on the mafia.
What? Okay, I think it was. I understand what he's saying here. Ice Cube definitely had like an issue in the early '90s when he went after Jerry Heller, guys, and he instead of going after the person himself, he went after like his religion. That was a little wild. And if Kanye West is saying that he's the reason why he's kind of bringing Ice Cube into the situation is because of that very specific diss track, No Vaseline. Oh, okay, that's a stretch. All right, that's a stretch. That's a long stretch, bro. All right? You're talking about like almost 30 years apart.
The numerous coincidences surrounding these events made it hard to ignore, leading many to believe that there must be some truth to Kanye's "I hate that my name was dragged into this." I don't know what Kanye meant by his statements. You're going to have to ask him. I didn't put the batteries in his back. Please leave my name out of it. However, a few months later...
Right. Like, why would you say that you did this because of Ice Cube, bro? Ice Cube went through this very, very long ago, bro. Right? I mean, not at the same level, I don't think, but he definitely went after, they went after him also for a while.
Something similar happened. Kanye said, Cube really set me up for this.
No, he didn't, bro. You set yourself up for this. Right? Crazy ideologies, guys.
Really influenced me, and I'm here to finish the job. In response, Ice Cube posted on Twitter that he had the causes behind Cube's change of heart are still a source of interest and conjecture. What's interesting is that only a few weeks before Cube and Kanye's reunion, Cube published a popular video on Twitter in which he explained the idea of Hollywood gatekeepers and detailed his strategy for exposing the covert business group that was reportedly trying to get rid of Kanye in the video. Cube made it clear that the group, which he called the Gatekeepers, becomes quite unhappy when someone declines to join, even though he withheld identities or the precise goals of the group.
Guys, we already know who these gatekeepers are. All of the Kardashians. Think about every single person that has tried to marry into this family. All right? There's something weird, okay? I can't just consistently... Guys, we cannot just put it on the guys every single time. We need to start looking inward, if that's okay. Some accountability is absolutely needed for whatever's going on in that family. It's weird. Maybe they have too much money. It could be that. A lot of people with a gigantic sum of income absolutely are some of the most crazy people you'll encounter on this planet.
Moreover, his admirers soon understood to whom he was making a reference. Because he was not a member of the aforementioned club of gatekeepers, Cube claimed that the NBA and the media were out to ruin his 3-on-3 basketball league, the Big Three. Some may wonder why he would want to collaborate with the NBA, but Cube clarified that his main goal was to get them to stop opposing him in his behind-the-scenes efforts. He urged them to stop and work together in a more supportive way in order to expose the shady business practices he's seen in the industry. Cube announced his intentions to participate in interviews and podcast appearances because he feels it is his responsibility to inform the public and speak out about these issues.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Bro, did you purposely choose? Like, did you purposely go after a woman that looks just like your ex-wife? Like, did you purposely do that? Like, was it like done to like kind of anger her in some way? Guys, why did you do that? I don't think she was angry. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think Kim was angry. I don't think she cared at all at any time in that marriage. But either way, bro, you picked a copy. Either that or you like surgically made her like Kim was surgically made.
By doing so, he hopes to draw attention to the actions of the gatekeepers.
Kinda.
And reveal the real facts about the industry's covert operations.
There's surgery, though. A lot of surgery.
This is going on. Cube revealed during a recent interview with Joe Rogan that he declined a $9 million movie role because he refused to take the medication. Cube also claimed that the media tried to portray him as crazy for turning down such a lucrative offer. After reflecting on Kanye mentioning him in the Drink Champs interview, Cube realized that he had overreacted, and he reached out to him to try and make amends. Regarding Cube and Kanye's current relationship, Cube recently stated that they are...
Bro, you see what I'm saying? A lot of money. But, bro, is she wearing a lampshade with a veil? She's wearing a veiled lampshade, guys. And is he wearing like a German police officer's shirt with shoulder pads and tights and guys, there are levels to this, right? Obviously, there are levels to this, guys. I never want to be this rich. Okay, I don't want it. Whatever type of money this is, I don't want any of that money ever.
On good terms, and that
this man's wearing form-fitting tights.
Has never really been any significant conflict between them during his appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Additionally, Cube allegedly became worried for Kanye's safety after personally experiencing certain things. When asked about Kanye's remarks on Drink Champs, Cube said that the reason he first distanced himself from those remarks was because Kanye didn't completely explain the context when he said how Cube had affected him. Kanye made a mistake by generalizing a large group of people rather than addressing particular people who offended him, according to Cube, who said he couldn't simply let that comment remain without correct context.
Right. Absolutely. He went after an entire group of people. He has issues with a couple of people, and then he basically found the pattern, basically is what he said, basically, and then just attacked everybody because of it. He says, these 4 people that I don't like have this in common. So you know what? I don't like what's in common about them. That's what he did. Foolish, bro.
Despite these difficulties, Kanye is still dealing with the same people who are actively seeking to destroy him financially, according to Cube. Fans are now praising both Cube and Kanye for fearlessly opposing the industry gatekeepers and speaking out against their damaging methods. And Cube thinks Kanye is doing fine overall and is in a good position. The public support for their stance is evident as they are being praised for their resilience and fearlessness in challenging the powerful figures within the industry. However, there are others who are accusing Cube of being a sellout and a conspiracy theorist, suggesting that he deserves to be blacklisted, just like Kanye. Moreover, with his serious allegations being leveled against Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian West family finds themselves at the center of a media storm. Enter of Ice Cube's revelations have thrown their relationship into the spotlight, leaving many unanswered questions and
But what are the revelations, bro?
Emotions running high. Only
keep
time
saying
will
that,
tell how this saga unfolds and whether Kanye West will break his silence on the matter. Until then, the world will be watching closely for any updates on the ongoing drama. And in the face of the industry's attempts to silence Kanye, many fans rallied to Cube's defense, expressing their support for him, standing up for Kanye. They admire Cube's approach of speaking his mind publicly, not holding back and confronting anyone who tries to hinder him. Fans appreciated his willingness to expose the contradictions and hypocrisy of his critics. But what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section below.
All right, listen, you had me for maybe the first 8.5 minutes, but the ending of this entire video feels like word salad, guys. All right. I'm still waiting for the revelation that Cube made. I'm not sure that Ice Cube really had a revelation, I guess. I don't know. But we do know that Ice Cube and Kanye West absolutely went through the same exact thing, but Kanye West definitely went harder because he elaborated publicly. And that elaboration was a problem, I think. I mean, honestly, the overall thought process was a problem. But when he went ahead and like stood on it, bro, and then started talking, elaborating on exactly what he meant, yeah, that was done. The difference between Ice Cube and Kanye West greatly is Ice Cube just said something crazy in the song and then left and then moved on. Right? That's the difference. He said something crazy in the song, maybe like one bar. Kanye West did a 3-hour interview. Okay? Like there's a difference here. Okay? Some of it was like left up to your imagination of what it could mean in terms of Ice Cube, but Kanye West, that man elaborated. Yeah, bro, nah, you shouldn't have any of what you thought you had before. You shouldn't. You're not at this pace, bro. Right? You need to understand that people are not all the same. Just a thought, bro. Right? But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day thoroughly.